Hello teachers, this is Dr. Sumit Bakshi. Welcome back to my channel with part 2 of last video, which was unambiguous test to assess yourself as teacher. So if you have not seen that video, pause this video right here. First watch that video, then come back to this video. Link is given in the description below. In this video, I am going to uncover 4 X factors which helps to gain more number of C's mentioned in the earlier video. These 4 factors describe what great teachers do. This video will lead you to the journey from a good teacher to a great teacher. So without further delay, let's start. We have 4 factors, that is CPRT. These are the 4 factors which can lead you to become great teachers. First factor is content knowledge. Now you will think that even good teachers have content knowledge. Yes, they do have. But the difference is source of content knowledge. Good teachers limited their knowledge to books, or I can say social media at most. As a teacher, they don't put efforts to gain knowledge beyond books. Well, if I talk about great teachers, their source of knowledge is beyond books. That's why great teachers know more than books. They find happiness in this because they love to teach, but they love to learn also. So let's discuss what great teachers do. Even authorities want teachers who are masters in their subjects as well as ready to learn with students. So great teachers not only love to teach but also love to learn. They are passionate learners. Learner not by compulsion, but they learn through their inner will. That's why they feel happiness in learning. Great teachers attend various seminars, national and international seminars, webinars, conferences, faculty development programs to keep their knowledge updated. They read, write subject-related articles to publish in various journals and newspapers. They read and consult books of various authors to enhance their knowledge related to different concepts of subject. They always try to indulge in academic discussions with colleagues in free time to boost up of their knowledge. Rather than they're wasting time in useless talks with their colleagues, whenever they find the free time, they try to utilize that time with healthy academic discussions. Our next factor, second factor is pedagogy. Now again, good teachers do use variety of teaching techniques to teach students. Then what is that X factor which can lead them to become great teacher? Good teachers use variety of methods in classroom setting, or I can say laboratory settings at most. But great teachers go beyond classroom, outside classroom to teach. Remember movie Hichki, in which Rani Mukherjee used awesome teaching techniques to teach and taught students outside classroom. She made students engaged even though they were showing high level of disruptive behavior. If you have not watched the movie, please go watch. It's worth watching, especially for teachers. So let's discuss what great teachers do in terms of pedagogy. First, the main thing is great teachers bring joy in the classroom through their teaching methods. They use such type of teaching methods, teaching techniques or tactics that students find fun in learning. They always have interactive classrooms They encourage students to ask questions. They train their mind to think rather than to grasp whatever is discussed in class. They never spoon feed students, as they know that knowledge which is given by spoon feeding is temporary, not permanent. They give students opportunity to contribute in the learning process by asking them or giving them opportunity to discuss openly in the class. Great teachers are really creative in introducing new concepts to students. They always try to dramatize content if possible to make it more memorable for students. So that rote learning factors, they try to lessen that rote learning. Rather, they try to create the situations in the class. They try to use the real things, concrete things in the class. They use various techniques to teach as far as possible to give students practical knowledge, not a theoretical one. They try to transfer education system through their teaching techniques. You're always ready to learn new things rather than sticking on the old ones, the traditional ones. Stop filling students' mind with theoretical knowledge. That is how learning happens. Let's, for example, you all must have learned jump rope or bicycle in your childhood from your parents or sibling. They would have hold your bicycle seat from the back side to give you support to balance bicycle, or you must have supporting tires to learn the balance, and eventually they would have been taken off their support and you learn to ride it at your own without any support. Now imagine to make you learn how to ride bicycle, you would have got lessons in a structured living room setting. They would have explained you every detail. History of bicycle or jump rope, I can say, or any other game, football, cricket, whatever you have learned in your childhood. They would have told you history about that, how it is invented, who has invented it, when it is invented, where it is invented, where it is originated, parts of bicycle, functions of different parts of bicycle. They would have given you every detail in living room itself. And finally, they would have taken your exam in writing, and if you have passed, if you have scored well in that exam, they would have given you the permission to ride bicycle at your own. This is what theoretical knowledge is. But reality is different. We can't learn bicycle in that way. So similarly, we are doing the same things with our student. Instead of making them skilled, giving them practical knowledge, we are filling their mind with the theoretical knowledge only and expecting reverse result in return. With this theoretical knowledge, they become disengaged and disruptive in class. Next, the third factor is relationship with students. This is the most important factor, which is also my favorite. Great teachers focus not on compliance but on connections and relationships. Great teachers are very much connected with their students, which make the students comfortable with them. They understand students' expression due to that connection only. They not only hear students but actually listen to them, their problems, and try to resolve their issues. Here, the difference between hearing and listening is, you hear your students means you do not bother much about what they said or what they feel. But when you listen to your students, you actually try to understand them, understand their problems, and find out the solution of their problems. So let's discuss third factor. Great teachers are friends of their students. They listen to them instead of hearing. They show them trust and concern, make students comfortable with them, understand their emotions and mental state. They always share informal talk with students, as well as intellectual talk and academic talk. Great teachers make their students resilient, understand not only what they speak, but they also understand what they try to say through expressions. This is the thing which actually teachers face in the classroom. If you are teaching to elementary students, then your students are young enough to express themselves. Sometimes they may feel shy, or they may lack with enough words to express their feelings. So great teachers always understand what they said, but even understand what they try to say through their expressions. At the higher standards, when your students are adolescents, they have their different ways to express. That age is like that. They think something else, sometimes they feel something else, and they even don't understand how to express their feelings. So as a teacher, it is our concern to understand them, to understand their age, to understand their feelings. That is what they want from us as parent or teacher at that age. Next is to make students listen to them. Great teachers establish a great bond with students. Only with that bond, students listen to teacher. Again, if I'll give the example of same movie Hichki, what Rani Mukherjee did, she first made a bond with the students through informal talks, through understanding them, their feelings, listening to them. And when she was able to establish that bond, then actually she started teaching to them, and those students who were not ready to listen to any teacher, they actually listen her due to that bond only. Great teachers show tremendous care for students. They take interest in students' life beyond classroom. They show trust in them and in return expect success from them. That does not mean they put pressure on them. But when we show trust in somebody that you can do this, I have full faith in you, then we feel responsible. As a student, they feel responsible to give back for your trust. They feel responsible not to break your trust. So great teachers' thumb rule is they care for students, they take interest in everything of students' life, they trust their students. Great teachers not only show sympathy, rather they show empathy with students. They feel connected with them. They have deep understanding of students' psychology, not only the understanding of subject. Even though in earlier times what happens, interviewer just judge your subject knowledge, your communication skill, or how you deliver your lessons to students. If you pass all the three things, they recruit you as a teacher in their schools. But nowadays, even though authorities expect you to understand students, authorities expect you to learn with the students, and this capability they judge how well you learn, how readily you learn, with the students. Last is listening skill along with the speaking skill. As a teacher, we have speaking skill. That's okay. But along with the speaking skill, we should have listening skill also. Only then we can become a great teacher. Even though in our teacher training course, we have studied about 3 R's. That is reading, writing and arithmetic. And there was no place of listening, which is not right. Listening is equally important skill for teachers as speaking skill is important. What students lack in school is an intellectual relationship or conversation with teacher. If we overcome of this lacking, half of the problems in classroom or student-teacher relationship will be sorted out. Whether it is related to discipline, whether it is related to mutual bond of student-teacher, whether it is related to students not taking interest. As a great teacher, they work on the relationship. They have that connection with the students. The last factor is time management. All the 3 factors above mentioned are not possible without good management of time. Great teachers are role model for students in terms of planning and organizing things. They plan each lesson or task of full week minutely. Even whether it is strategies, content, where to teach, how to teach, teaching material, non-teaching tasks, everything they planned. Great teachers are great in planning also. Let's discuss. Time is our most precious resource. So great teachers utilize this resource to full extent. They plan everything. They never get overburdened of curriculum, exams or time limit. They try to stick to their plan. If not, they start little early to finish things on time. They always spare time for students who need remedial teaching. They find time for the healthy academic or professional discussions with colleagues. They find time to prepare well-planned daily lesson plans, even though they plan unit planning or yearly planning well before time. They find time to think new techniques of teaching rather than using the old traditional ones. They planned well on time the division of the whole lesson plan which they are going to deliver. That means how much time they will use for previous knowledge testing, how much time they will use to deliver the content, new content, how much time they will use to recapitulate the whole lesson. They plan everything, but at the same time they are flexible enough for their planning. If they find in their classroom they are not able to stick with the plan due to some reason, due to students are not able to understand, students are taking time to understand that concept, that does not mean they don't bother about students. They simply go with the plan. They change the plan immediately. They have that capability to change their plan at the same time and plan the things again. So to sum up with, 4 factors are C, content knowledge, P, pedagogy, R, relationship with students, and T is for time management. These are the 4 factors with which good teachers can easily cover the journey to become great teachers. That's all. Thank you. If you like my video, Do comment below, share my video and subscribe to Dr. Sumit Bakshi. Thank you.